Hi VC, it's Jerry here, Dark Side Vinyl. I just wanted to put out a video so that I could enter another contest. I've seen a lot of those going around here recently, and I'm trying to keep up best I can. There's some really good ones, interesting, and this one is put out by MamaBear Vinyl, and it's called Emotional Rescue. And since May is, she noted, is Mental Health Awareness Month, she wanted to put together this contest, and you're supposed to list 5 different albums with 5 separate emotions and how they have been some sort of rescue for you. Um, I'll say a disclaimer right off the top that I don't necessarily have all of the albums that would be my number one picks for this list, the top 5 for this list, but I went through what I had, um, and I chose these 5, so we'll just go with what I've got. So my first one came out in 1985. These are all going to be these are all fairly newer albums that I chose, and I guess that's because I haven't been collecting albums since I was a kid. But so we'll just go with my list here. Anyway, uh, the album is Promise by Sharda. Still in the shrink there. That's why we got a little reflection there. Um, has some great songs on it. The Sweetest Taboo, Is It a Crime, Fear, War of the Hearts, and the emotion will be romance or romantic, I guess. This was a still very popular album, even though it came out in '85, and when my wife and I started dating in the '90s, uh, we we both enjoyed this album. We found that we really liked, both fell in love with this album, and and enjoyed it a lot. So I guess it played a part in our dating life, uh, and we'll just leave it at that. So moving on, we have in 1986 Peter Gabriel. So this is a really good album. It's a strong album from Peter Gabriel. Has Red Rain, Sledgehammer, Don't Give Up, That Voice Again, In Your Eyes, that's the one made famous from the movie. Uh, Mercy Street, Big Time, and We Do What We're Told. And I had the CD of this, and I I burned that thing up. I mean, I listened to this thing, and so I think the emotion I'm going to go with on this one is nostalgia. And it's just like when I listen to this one, I just think back to all those times I was cruising, maybe late at night, and it's just trying to mellow out, and just the music, his voice, just takes you away, and I just really enjoy this album a lot, and I still listen to it um, as much as I can. Moving on, we have 2009, moving up to 2009, and this one would be Mumford Sons. This one, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know how to describe the emotions that I have. I mean, at first, the first one is just kind of being hip, I guess, because when I discovered Mumford Sons, nobody else that I knew had ever heard of them, and I felt like I was actually one of those times when I was actually ahead of the curve. Um, it's just it was so different than anything I'd ever listened to before, and the lyrics, they're all over the place. I don't know. We don't know exactly what he's trying to say. I mean, because they don't seem to tell a story like a lot of songs do. But they draw the emotions out of you. If you really give them a chance, it's just you feel a longing for something more. You feel nostalgia. You feel hope. There's just strength, love, heartbreak. So I mean, I can't really nail it down to any one album, but this, when I discovered it, I downloaded it. You know, I had the CD, and I downloaded it, and I had it playing all the time. I shared it with my family. I was playing it just almost on a loop. I just couldn't get enough of it, and it moved me all the time. So I just I don't know, like I said, I can't really nail down, but I mean it was really played an impact during that time for me. And so of course they have gone on and blown up and everything, and now everybody knows about them. But it's just it's a really good. This is their first album, uh, and I just loved it. So, sigh no more, Mumford and Sons. Okay, next one we'll go with one that you've seen before if you've watched any of my other videos. M83. This came out in 2011. It's Hurry Up We're Dreaming. And this one, I'm trying to describe the what it does for me, why. It makes me feel mortal. Uh, that Let me see, reflective. I think on my it kind of makes me think about on my life, on my experiences, on what I still hope to come in my life, and what has already transpired. So that's I'm going with fatalistic, kind of mortal, reflective again, and that's why I love this one so much. It draws a lot of information, obviously, but it draws a lot of feelings on many different aspects. So, and I would say the one that does it the most is outro, and that's the one that if I am listening to it alone and turn it up loud, I will still tear up listening to, and it just makes me feel like there's so much more. So, okay, my last one is the newest one. If you noticed, I went in order. So as far as release dates, this is 2013. This is 21 Pilots. It's not their first, but this is Vessel. That's their both of their fathers on the cover here, and there they are, hiding in the suits there. This album makes me hopeful, inspired. Um, the lyrics on here are like no other. They are just fantastic. They tell stories. They make you really think. If you truly listen to them and give them a chance, you will be moved. You will love them just like everybody else that has ever discovered them. Um, they fall in love. The one that does it the most for me um, is probably Trees, and it's the most simple. Um, there's basically just I think two verses. Um, Trees and Car Radio. Those are my top two. But I mean, they have so many. I mean, House of Gold. That's just like a love song um, to, his mother. Um, and we have Ode to Sleep. That's a really interesting song too. Um, but Trees, I was just, I don't know, I felt the longing um, of when I was a young boy wanting uh, wanting a girl to notice me, and so that's kind of what this song is talking about. And I was at that age, I was painfully shy, so there was no way that was going to happen. I was, I mean, there's no way I would have done one of these videos in back in high school. Uh, I've changed just a tad. But anyway, it brings back those emotions. But like I said, it makes me hopeful and inspired. So I don't know. I felt like I'm kind of rambling on this one, but I hope you enjoyed a little bit of insight into my thoughts, um, and I hope it's a worthy submission. I appreciate the contest, and I wish I could have done better. I wish I could really, I guess, have my top picks for you. But anyway, it's what I could come up with. So thanks again. Bye.